So we talked a lot about painting. I just wanted to talk a little bit about drawing here today. And so all my life I've drawn a lot, every day, I guess, in mostly in sketchbooks. Uh, Mostly they would be, somebody once called them, they're more like diagrams and drawings. I don't know that we need to make a distinction really, but as an example, this is an old book I just found. This kind of drawing, which doesn't really mean anything to anybody much, but just me working out ideas for paintings I might be thinking about at the time. I don't know if you can see them very well or not. This kind of thing here. No big deal, just ideas for me. Oh, there's a good one. Look at that. Where did it go? Look, there's a colourful one. And but then I've started to attend like a life drawing session that happens every Saturday morning from 10 to 1 in a small gallery in the neighbourhood here, Figure Works off Bedford Avenue, which is a kind of a different thing from these other kinds of drawings. One of the things about it is that it's a more formal kind of working situation than it's from 10 to 1, so you've got to get up and go there and be there by 10. And I know that to be somewhere by 10 is not necessarily early, but it's a Saturday morning, and to be awake by 10 and at your computer with a cup of coffee checking your email is one thing, but to be up and out and someplace by 10 and ready to draw is another thing, I think, entirely. Whenever I draw, I try my very best to do the best drawing that I can, and which for me requires an intense kind of concentration, a real focus to try to get into it. So it's always a struggle to get there. But the thing that I've been finding is it's beneficial for me whenever I paint. I feel, I think that many painters will say that, they struggle to get into this. Well, what athletes refer to, I think, is getting into the zone. This kind of place where you're completely focused on what you're doing, you're kind of oblivious to your surroundings, and you sort of bring something extraordinary out of yourself. And those would be the times whenever a painter, I think, would do their very best work. But it's difficult to get there just whenever you want to. I think I remember Guston, for example, talking about this, and he talked about, like, in the beginning, your friends are with you in the studio, and the outside world's with you in your studio, and of course you have all different thoughts in your mind about your daily life. So it's difficult to get all that out of it, and I think in the end Guston said that whenever you get there, then you're on your own in your studio, and whenever you really get there, even you have left the studio too. So I think I know what he's getting at. But through doing this kind of drawing thing, where I have to get into a good place at a particular time, not whenever I feel like it, maybe later on in the day, I find that it has helped me now whenever I go to paint to get to that good place quicker. So that's one of the reasons I think it's a good thing to do. But also I think that painting and drawing are so closely related. I think probably most good painters draw very well, and probably vice versa. I'm not saying my drawings are particularly great. I do the best I can. But here's one I did earlier. For example, this is a recent one. I think it's kind of, well, if people look at my paintings here, this is just one I'm working on at the moment. I guess, I don't know, if people would say there's much drawing in them at all. I believe there is. You know, the thing about light and dark and form and space are the things that I'm always trying to work with in my paintings, trying to bring things forward and put things back in the painting, and that's really what I'm doing whenever I'm drawing, even if the work looks different. Look, there's a nice lady for us today. So that's why I think painting and drawing are two important things that complement each other, go well together.